Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I just got notification that my new Ledger Nano S is going to be here today, and I'm going, the digital asset that I plan to put on that new ledger is a secret for now, but maybe I'll let you know down the road. Okay, first I wanted to show you a couple of tweets that really are getting the right idea here, and this was the person who kind of responded to me when I floated this idea. And the idea was, you know, we have the Token Taxonomy Act that they're trying to pass. Well, to me, the worst thing that could happen to the crypto community and anyone that really is pro-digital assets, the worst thing that could happen is for all these Congress people to get up there and get the opinions of all these experts and talk about it and hear the opinions of all these people. Oh, well, this is for money laundering and all the negative stuff, without ever actually using cryptocurrencies. And I think that it's a very likely scenario that they will get up there and weigh in on all this without ever having owned one, without ever having used one or anything. And so to me, this is a great idea for us to introduce the XRP tip bot to, this is Warren Davidson, who is one of the sponsors of the bill. Well, CryptoHawk at Hawk_crypto sent a tweet to both of the original sponsors of this bill, Representative Darren Soto and Warren Davidson. And so what I think we ought to do is follow his lead here. And he's tipped Warren Davidson and Representative Soto. And so I think that we ought to all keep bringing this up as something that on Twitter as something that they should do, is go and check out what we're talking about here, and eventually these guys will go and sign up for the tip bot, hopefully, and we can actually begin to show them how all of this works, and maybe they'll follow some of us, and we can actually show them how they can send some of that XRP to an exchange, or show them how they can send it to Coinbase and then send it to one of their friends, or gift some to a friend, or tip someone else. But I think that by doing this is how we can really get these Congress people to understand and become engaged in what we're actually, in how the world's about to change. And so I think that would really go a long way. And so I'm going to keep talking about that. And anytime I see someone that's doing this, then I will feature it. And also, not to encourage anyone, but if I see anyone who yells XRP on television, I would love to see that if you did do it. I'm not encouraging anyone to do it. I'm just saying if there was a clip of a golfer that just teed off, and if someone did yell XRP, I would definitely want to show that on my channel. I think that would be hilarious. But don't go out there and do it. I'm not telling anybody to go out there and do it. I'm not telling anyone to go out and yell XRP in a live newscast, nothing like that. I would never tell anybody to do that. Okay, moving along. Wanted to show you this. This is from Ripple Red at Blockjane79. She sent me this, and this is a tweet that she had from it was from Joel Katz from David Schwartz. He apparently has a YouTube channel, which I haven't even checked out yet. Let me go and see what this looks like. This must be his YouTube channel. If I can, hold on. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Yes, I need to subscribe to it. He's got his own YouTube channel. So you can go to his YouTube channel at David Schwartz, and you can watch this video. And basically, he's talking about something that occurred when he was at one of Ripple's meetings, and he was talking about Brad Garlinghouse. But it's just interesting. It's a different way to see David Schwartz. Such a smart guy. Okay, moving along. This is from Anthony Pompliano. Apparently, CZ Binance, the CEO of Binance, has put in motion a movement. I showed you earlier today that CZ Binance had tweeted out, apparently it irritated him that these Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Cash people are starting to get in another fight, and he took a stab at Craig Wright, who's the Bitcoin SV guy who claims that he's Satoshi Nakamoto. Apparently he does not like the whole fighting going on, and he threatened to delist Bitcoin SV. So Pump saw this, and he tweets out, every exchange should delist BSV simultaneously on May 1st in a sign of solidarity behind the only Bitcoin that ever mattered. This community is the responsibility of the people. Sometimes we must do the hard thing, not because it's easy, but because it's right. And I happen to agree with Anthony Pompliano on this. I wouldn't mind seeing that happen. Next, Cuallet has been doing some. They've put out a few tweets today, I believe today, about where they're promoting their platform. The new way of paying is here. Do it all from your phone and forget about carrying cash with Cuallet. This is I think it was the first XRapid partner to do anything, and so these guys are now promoting what they're doing. Here's another tweet they put out. We're proud to be the first worldwide financial institution in reduce the cost of sending payments working with Ripple. Specifically mention Ripple in that. How cool is that? So, and next, this is an update from the people at Bakkt. Okay, Kelly Loeffler is the CEO, I believe, of Bakkt, and she was given an update about and announcing the new hire for the chief product officer, Mike Blandina, who was PayPal and Google. We talked about that. I just wanted to draw your attention. I see many of you that are I'm see a lot of the when are we going to go up and all this stuff. Well, I think she sums up what's really going on in her last paragraph. As we work through regulatory approvals, we are mindful that the infrastructure we are building has the potential to create more opportunities for digital assets to grow in relevance and trust by being more secure, investable, and useful. As a former marathoner, this point in time recalls the stage in the training regimen when you're putting in long runs with your training team. Race day is approaching, and there is more work to be done. I'm proud to be going the distance, and this growing team of the culture we are building while bringing digital assets into the mainstream economy. Folks, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, because it's coming. And when it finally gets here, and these people are finally patted on the head and say, you're the ones that are going to make this all legitimate, just sit back and watch and smile to yourself and realize what's coming. Because you and I were here when it took guts. And that's how you make money, is guts, folks. Guts, big boy pants. Okay, and next, if you want to get excited, go look at this from Elizabeth Schultz at ESCHULZE9. This is Christine Lagarde from the IMF, and they are specifically in this 2-minute video talking about cryptocurrencies and how it is going to be disruptive to the banking system and to the central bank system. And all you have to do is watch this 2-minute clip to know that you are in the right place at the right time with the right digital asset. And that is a fact, folks. All right, moving along. From Michael, VAL, 5 links. He sent me this tweet from Nomi Prince. This new report from Better Markets is vital to understanding the full scope of what's unfolded since the global financial crisis. 350 legal actions, 200 billion in fines and settlements, 8.2 trillion in bailouts later. Their rap sheet is a must read. Now, folks, I'm going to show you this, and before I show you this, I want to sum up what I've told you from the very beginning on my channel, and that is that the bailouts are what created digital assets, because the people have had enough. The people have had enough of these central banker clowns and the thieves that they are, because if you don't believe me, then look no further than this chart. 351 major legal actions against these bankers, 181 billion in sanctions and settlements. You don't see a column on here for went to prison, because there's not one. 8.2 trillion in bailouts to these banks. And they told us that this fixed everything. They told us that these bailouts had to be done. And all they did is they went to the bankers. None of that went to the people. And the people revolted. And Satoshi Nakamoto, God bless his soul, represents the people. And it's not a coincidence that he released Bitcoin right when all of this happened, because he was as mad as I was when I saw this. I can literally remember being at parties and bankers standing beside me and talking about how the bailouts were so good. And I remember turning to one of them and saying, well, what about next time if it's the air conditioning industry going under? Aren't air conditioners important? Don't we all need to be cooled off? What if we didn't have air conditioners? Or the refrigerator industry? Do we bail them out? This is a Pandora's box that they opened up, and I would say that Pandora's box could not be closed once it was done. I do believe that it won't ever be closed. Once they opened that Pandora's box and realized they could get away with bailouts, it would never stop. It never will stop. You know what's going to stop it? Digital assets. Because digital assets are the savior of the people. And ultimately, when the history books are written, digital assets, a place where you can put your money, where these governments and central banks cannot manipulate the amounts, where you can park yourself in a good digital asset where it can't be manipulated and they can't do anything about it. And it can be on a Ledger Nano S, and they don't know anything about your Ledger Nano S or where your keys are. That is the savior financially of the people. That and physical precious metals, not ETFs, physical precious metals, which is where a lot of my prediction, by the way, if I've never predicted it on my channel, what's going to happen, in my opinion, a lot of the tons of money, I believe that precious metals will benefit from digital assets, but I believe that it'll happen secondarily. In other words, digital assets are going to go completely crazy. And after they go crazy, a lot of the profits and the monies that are made from digital assets will flow into physical gold and physical silver. I can tell you that because some of mine will, because those are the two areas that the government, that can be kept away from the governments of the world. When they go to bail in and try to steal the money out of your bank account, your money will be safe in those two things. And that's why it's the answer to all of this garbage. And maybe at best next time we'll see a lot of these guys go to prison. But all of these guys that ran these banks, the CEOs of these banks, the buck is supposed to stop there, and it didn't stop at anything. Those guys didn't do anything. All they did, imagine how insulting this is. They're given, Goldman Sachs is given $874 billion in a bailout, and they pay $9.8 billion in fines. And they have 34 legal actions. They pay if you give me $874 billion, I will gladly give you 9. That's a no-brainer, folks. Oh, and yeah, let me guess. Oh, they paid it all back. Did they? Because here's what I saw. When the financial crisis started, we were X number of $1 trillion in debt. When as of today, we're in about $10 to $15 trillion more debt than we were then. So where did that financial shell game, how was that all played out? I would love to see those books, but no, you'll never see those books. Okay, I saw something cool that I just thought I wanted you to see. Every once in a while I see a video on Twitter and I'm like, you just got to see this. It'll start back. Let me start it back over. I never thought I'd see this in my lifetime. I sure didn't see this when the government ran the space program. I can tell you that. This is SpaceX that you're looking at. I didn't know I didn't follow them. All right. Finally, I want to show you two things. For those of you, I'm a Holochain owner, and it'll become Holo Fuel. I've been talking about how they're going to be shipping the Holo ports soon. and they're trying to create a decentralized internet. Well, this, for those of you that are interested in Holo and you want to follow their community too, Holo Island News had put out, this is a list of people to follow in the Holochain community. I went and followed some of them. And just as an interesting note, I believe that Extra Hardcore from the XRP community created this graphic for them. But go to @Holo Island News and you can find this list. Next on, the reason I'm showing you some of these other digital assets that I own is because I have had tons of people begging me to show, to talk about some of the other digital assets that I own. And so I'm trying to insert some of them in the tail end of some of my conversations and talk about them when interesting things come up. Here's and in this case, I showed you who you can follow in the Holo community. Well, here, this is, go to @Cardano if you want to follow Cardano. And they've just put this up. The latest Cardano community newsletter is out. Subscribe to it at cardano.org to read about updates from across the project and from IOHK, Cardano Foundation, and Emergo. And here is their newsletter. They go over various things, progress, and then like here's their Cardano Foundation participates in the INATBA inauguration. That we talked about because Ripple's in that too. And then this is a section on how to use Ledger with the Yori wallet. Talked about that. Cardo Tangem cards, updates from the IOHK summit. So you know what to do now. But Cardano I'm a big fan of, and Holo I'm also a big fan of. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Tell your friends and family to go subscribe to the Cardano newsletter. Thanks for listening.